co-founded Wennovation Hub in 2011, which is an incubator and an accelerator to help young people, organize their ideas and take it to the market, providing all the support that they need to get to the market. Essentially, we inspire and empower young people to bet solutions to, issues, socioeconomic challenges in Africa. That being said, Wennovation Hub, since inception, since 2011, has trained over 6,000 youths and have incubated over 350 teams. And we currently have about 30 teams in our portfolio of investments. And some of our teams are now going on to raise their series funds. So it's been a bumpy road, but I would say we've seen some progress and we've seen how that is meeting. But I would like to talk a lot more about the Agritech initiative, which was launched in 2015. And again, that was on the back of the agreement we had with CTA in that same year, 2015-2016, to implement the AgriHack West Africa. And that process itself, has helped bet some agri-tech startups. But more importantly, our view on how to support, youth agripreneurship now, through agri-tech incubation is that agri-tech incubators or incubators that are focused on agriculture and other sectors are some of the biggest catalysts in job creation in any land. And I use the word any land because I'm a little bit exposed. I've traveled to some in the US. I've seen some, we've had my colleagues, earlier this year, for example, British Council sponsored us to visit our counterpart in the UK. And we visited about 12 hubs. Of the 12 hubs, only one didn't have government support. And the reason why, governments of the West understand the importance of, sponsoring and supporting incubators is because they know that the biggest benefactor of the work that incubators and accelerators do is the government. The simple thing that incubators and accelerators do is to create jobs by solving challenges, by supporting innovators that solve challenges. And who benefits when jobs are created? The government. There's increased revenue to the government. There's less youth restive issues, in the community where they govern. There is less chaos and more prosperity in the land. And the kinds of work that incubators create are not short-term kind of work. They are works that will start in the short term but would last a lifetime. We call them sustainable, sustainable jobs that they create. So this is a clarion call to development partners and governments to look at several ways they can support the incubation acceleration ecosystem. So there are a couple of ways. I would say one of them, on how to support. Let me start by saying I think governments are beginning to catch on. So, for example, Nigeria, we've had our government set up OI, Office of Innovation, innovation something. It's an innovation office, which is a subsidiary of the Ministry of Technology of some sort. They're beginning to understand that they need to start to talk to the incubators and accelerators, and see how they can support them. But they also don't know the best ways to do that. One of them for me would be that government should look, especially using the policies, tweaking policies to, number one, make sure that they include, startups or small businesses in the procurement purposes. In the procurement, policies. Because that's one thing that is missing, for example. For you to be able to supply services and goods to government in Nigeria, for example, you need to have a 3-year bank statement, you need to have, so on and so forth. But most small businesses don't have all these things. They are like 1 year old, but they are doing amazing stuff. So how can we get them to be part of it? Some of them are not even as entirely formal as the case may be. They may have a bank account, but they are not as, tardy. Where we help our own startups to be tardy in their bookkeeping, but a lot of them outside, don't know about this. So think about this as the government being the biggest spender in an economy, and government don't directly spend to the biggest job creator in that same economy. So there's a mismatch. It's almost like a mismatch between demand and supply. If you're the biggest spender, you would think that you'll be able to, the reason why government spend money is to create job, wealth, and opportunities for the masses. But if you're not aligned with the biggest creator of those jobs, then there's a misalignment. And I think everybody should be able to come to the table to see how they can work with each other.